Hello. If you don't know us, I'm Liana,
And I'm Dean.
and we're based in Dubai, but we both work from home, so we love to travel and work from wherever we are. Just want to share this little video with you. It's about a cruise that we took in March this year from Sydney to Tahiti, so through the South Pacific Islands on the blue side of the globe.
Our first point of call was New Caledonia. I'm an avid reader of history, so Captain Cook is very important, important explorer. He found the islands in 1774, and it was our first stop. So
yeah, right. So let's start off in Sydney.
We started the day with a massive breakfast before going to the cruise terminal, which was pretty clear. It didn't take us very long, and then we boarded. We were super excited. The boat looked gorgeous, and we're right in Sydney Harbour, and we got to go under Sydney Harbour Bridge itself on the way out to the South Pacific.
that's me on the balcony having a good look outside. That's a great benefit having a balcony.
We enjoyed the really nice meals. This is at Cagney's Steakhouse. Definitely the reason we got so fat on board. We can see that now. Watched a little bit of entertainment, did a bit of reading. So it was really relaxed, like the first 3 sea days until we arrived in Moreea.
This was the first point of call.
Why she all the time? Why she happy smiling?
This guy was at the entrance to the buffet every morning, making sure that people sanitize their hands. He'd go, washy, washy, happy, happy. It really, really got on my tits. It was really infuriating. So we had to sit very far away.
This is in New Caledonia. We got on a little tourist bus. Well, actually, that was a local bus, and then dropped us off on an esplanade where we went for a walk, checked out some locals, checked out some beautiful trees, and then went for a hike up a mountain. And what was on top of the mountain, Dean?
It was a World War II, well, Australian World War II military installation.
Yeah, an old cannon, basically. Then we decided to find a shortcut down the mountain and walked back along the esplanade to find a bit of a spot for lunch.
Yeah, the restaurant was lovely. It was really right on the beach, and there was great food, and yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, there's me getting in some much needed calories. I think I put on 5 kilos on this bloody cruise. I had a bit of a poke around in the sea. It was super cold, so I didn't get in. But a bit of a look at the ocean. Look at those colours, aren't they gorgeous? And then eventually we took the bus back.
No, I can start. I have to restart from the last one, 2. If you drop on the 3, you will go back to 2.
Basically use a roll of toilet paper and a packet of...
All right, Bryce. One at a time. Okay, Bryce will go first.
There's a catch chopsticks, that's it.
All right, and timer, you wait for me, okay? And timer starts.
The entertainment was not very polished, as you can see. But these girls...
Yeah, they were 2 Aussie girls who got us up dancing and singing. They were on karaoke. I think they were the first ones up, and they were good fun.
Yeah, they could have been paid by the cruise themselves. Like, they were brilliant. Even after a couple of drinks, I was tempted to get up myself.
You had to have a couple of drinks to actually listen to her, so... There's all good fun.
That is fair. I did sound horrific. Then we went to Vanuatu. This is pulling into an island called... we went to an island called Mystery Island. And
in 1974, Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip.
The Mystery Island, yeah. There's actually nothing on it. Like, there's no real infrastructure. But the locals go over there to serve the tourists, and the tourists have a walk around. So there's massages, some food, and importantly, some excursions that are much cheaper than the ones organised by the cruise ship. So we picked up a little boat to go on a snorkel tour. This was our guide. His name was Vincent, I think, from memory. He told us about how he loves to go pig hunting on the weekends and how his great-great-grandparents were cannibals. I didn't get any underwater footage, but it was really, really beautiful. Like, the marine life was up there with that in the Maldives. It was stunning coral. There was a few caves. I really, really enjoyed the snorkel. Then it was time to have another walk around on the island and head back to the cruise ship.
It's a beautiful sunset that evening. And then on to a trivia night.
Yeah, this was our friend Ross who we met. There was about 20 people, I think, who tried this speed trivia. And this is the leaderboard. Yours truly topped it. Thank you very much. I won a Norwegian Cruise Line deck of cards and some key rings. I'm going to treasure them forever. Then from Vanuatu, we went to Fiji. This is a mountain range just really close after we got off the boat called the Sleeping Giant. And after about 2 hours in the bus, we got into our gear and went ziplining through the jungle.
This is me flying through the jungle with just my hand as a brake and a glove.
Yeah, Dean was a bit nervous about the lack of occupational health and safety there, but we survived. Part of the tour was to go down into a cave where the Fijians used to execute their enemies and boil them up in a big pot for dinner. It actually did stink. Like, it smelt like people had been executed there before and then boiled. I actually don't know if they boiled them. I don't know, maybe they were roasted. Anyway, the zip lines were really, really good fun, going right through the jungle. The jungle was super lush.
We went with a good bunch of people from the boat, so we got to meet some new people from my cruise.
So fun. I think there were 16 zip lines in total.
And the oldest person, I think, was 75 who did it, so it was fun for all ages.
Yeah. Still hope for you yet, Dean.
We ruled Fiji until 1970. So Fiji became independent in 10th of October 1970. So every year we celebrate that particular day, the day we become independent. Even though today...
In the evening, we went to one of the fancy restaurants on board. It was a French restaurant called Le Bistro, and it was divine. We both had French onion soup to start with. Dean had a coq au vin, a beautiful, I think it was a Chilean red wine because our waiter was Chilean.
Yes, it was, yeah. This is us leaving Fiji. We're supposed to stop at another island, but it was a bit too rough for the tender to dock. So we ended up in American Samoa.
Bit of work on the way, bit of posing while working. Draw me like one of your French girls. And this is arriving in Pago Pago, American Samoa. We took a bit of a walk around the town. It was a really kind of laid back town, wasn't it? Everyone likes to eat really fried food there. Even though there was a lot of fruit and vegetables for sale. After a bit of a walk around and a look at the chickens, then a look at the museum, there was these like fishing boats.
Yeah, after a quick tour of the museum, went to the post office, sent our normal post to everybody back at home. We picked up a local tour guide, and she took us on a brief tour around the island.
Yeah, she was really lovely. She said, "Oh yeah, you guys need a tour," and we got off the boat late, so we're like, "Yeah, sure." And then tragedy struck. Flat tire. Yeah, there she is. We're like, "Oh no, flat tire on the side of the road. Can't go ahead with our tour." What do? We just prayed. "Oh Jesus, please come and save us." Oh, look at that. Prayers were answered. Actually, it wasn't Jesus, it was her cousin. They sang us a few songs on the way and then showed us like some pretty rocks out in the sea. And it was good timing because then it started pelting down with rain. On the boat itself, the conditions were a bit rough. If you can have a look at the swimming pool. That's not actually a wave pool, it's just a swimming pool that people were enjoying a bit of a splash around in.
Lifeguard there pulled them all out about 10 minutes later because it was too rough.
What is the translation of the High Valar term Valar Doharis?
I really enjoyed the trivia nights. These are some mates that we met on trivia night. We won, or at least came second, like quite a lot. It was really good fun. And some late night snacks after getting drunk. I can see exactly why we put on so much weight on this boat, honestly. Then off to Bora Bora. So Bora Bora, we didn't have any shore excursions planned. And if you're going to go to Bora Bora on a cruise, I recommend you do have a shore excursion. And eventually all we could do to get out of the port was get on a $35 bus ride around the island. This is it. Really cramped up. It was kind of nice to see the island, but not exactly the fancy 5-star marine life Bora Bora that you've heard about. It took us to see some sarongs being made. This is how like the family make the sarongs locally.
It's still very beautiful. Still worth a visit.
Yeah, there's a peek at I think it's the Intercontinental across the way where all the 5-star little huts are over the water. Ridiculous prices per night. But this is one of the stops that we were at. Still find beauty in everything though. Dean taking photos of some flowers and stopped by a little bit of ocean to put our feet in, have a swim, and then caught up on some work before heading back to the boat. And straight into the hot tub.
This is us departing Bora Bora in the evening. What beautiful sunsets we had all the time.
Another dinner, some teppanyaki, and another show. The shows were all right. Like I wasn't that impressed with the show, but the parties were quite good fun. This was like a fluoro party before we headed to Moreea, which is in French Polynesia.
And this is sunrise. It's coming into the port now, and it was beautiful. It was stunning. It was a tender port, so we got the tenders had to jump off, but it was beautiful.
And this was really sweet. I love that there was the dancers there to welcome us. I'm kind of impressed by was a lot of the women that weren't even in the tourist industry still wore a lot of the flower garlands around their head or around their necks. So we did have a shore excursion, which was incredible. Definitely for some of these islands, as I mentioned, shore excursions with the cruise ship, you're going to have a much better day. So we went on the catamaran that cruised around Moreea. Oh, watch this canoe guy go past in double time. Got visited by a massive pod of dolphins. And I think there was probably about 20 dolphins in the pod that we saw. And then pulled up anchor after a while and went for a snorkel. Look at the color of the water. It's just so beautiful. There wasn't a lot of marine life there. There was some like really pretty fish. Coral, not amazing, but it was just so gorgeous to be out swimming. It was a nice depth and to meet some of the other people on the boat.
It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. Probably one of the highlights of our trip in terms of the natural beauty and the colours.
Some people have actually sailed around here on their own boats and own catamarans, and I am so incredibly jealous. I really want to go back and do that one day. We met a really nice couple on this boat. Dean actually saved Anne-Marie's sunglasses, so they were kind enough to take us out for lunch afterwards. And then we all went to a local beach for another little swim.
And this is us departing Moreea in the evening. It was beautiful, really beautiful.
And then it was time for our last evening on the boat.
All good things must come to an end. We didn't actually go straight into Tahiti like that.
We had to stay in the ocean.
Stay in the ocean, but we popped into the port Papeete.
Yeah, Papeete. Yeah, that's me playing trivia again with our
new friends.
Yeah, the trivia team. Yeah, really good fun. Yeah, had to end, and then this is the morning that we arrived in Papeete and had to get off the cruise. Very sad to say goodbye to our room host, Eugene, who was really, really amazing and lovely. And then head to the airport for our flight back to Auckland. Just a short drive to the airport, like 10 minutes or so. And again, they've got some local singers who are really talented. And then there, I do like the topless and the grass skirt look. This is Air Tahiti.
Very, very beautiful.
And just look at the ocean as we fly over it. So gorgeous. I can't wait to go back to French Polynesia. Oh, and there's me all tuckered out. Thanks for watching, guys.